He managed to elude police for some time and fled the island. However, he was caught and returned to the island in order to face trial. Rudolph Shaw, aka Boxer, one of Jamaica's most wanted fugitive, escaped police custody just 2 days ago. He was actually taken out by the police on Mullines Road just a few hours ago. Hi again and welcome. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. And when we return, we'll have the full and exclusive details of this to come. You don't want to miss this coming up next on the program. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. This is Links 007 TV. Let's talk. This is the place where we discuss issues of national importance, global importance, or just issues that are buzzing in the news. So what we want to talk about today on the program is a situation in which a wanted man who goes by the name Rudolph Shaw, one of Jamaica's most wanted fugitive who fled the island some months ago and was actually captured in the Cayman Islands and returned to the country in order to face trial. He escaped just 2 days ago and the police launched a serious manhunt in search of this individual as the police believe he was a key player in the criminal underworld that has been causing a whole lot of problems in Jamaica. Now, the police have provided an update in relation to the situation, and he was actually taken out in a police confrontation at a guest house. However, before we get into the actual situation, when we look on this individual, it's very sad to see how his life ended, and this individual could have been a productive member of society. However, he chose the wrong path, and we have seen this situation playing out over and over again. It was just last week that he went to court, and on his appearances in court, he was actually remanded in custody. And once he was remanded in custody, the following day he was reported missing. This was what his lawyer had to say after this was made public.
I can confirm that I represent Mr. Shaw, and in fact his last court appearance was yesterday in the corporate area criminal court, and the next scheduled date should have been the 17th of November 2022. I have received information that he has escaped custody, and that is very surprising and shocking to me, and it is something that I certainly do not countenance, and in those circumstances I will have to revisit my representation in respect of Mr. Shaw.
What happened yesterday at court?
What happened yesterday was that
yesterday being October 5.
Correct. Yesterday being October 5, the matter was mentioned in the corporate area criminal court for myself to be served with documents in respect of the files against him. And it was then put back for the 17th of November for the completion of the case file against him. It had been my intention to visit him later on this week. Of course, now that is certainly not possible. And in the circumstances, as I've said before, this is something that is shocking and should not be countenanced in any shape or form. And I'll have to revisit my representation in respect of this person.
That was the lawyer who represented the now deceased wanted fugitive after he was apprehended by the police and taken before the court and made good his escape just the day after he went to court. So 10 months after Orville Purnell escaped from the lockup at the Kingston Central Police, yet another fugitive escaped, Rudolph Shaw, who was on the St. Catherine's most wanted list, and on Thursday triggered a high-level profile probe into the embarrassment for the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The probe was ordered by the Police Commission Major General Anthony Anderson, who was on task at the Inspectorate and Professional Standard Branch Oversight Bureau with a job to investigate the matter. So why this investigation was launched is that this is not the first time someone have escaped from that facility, and it brings the facility under sharp focus as many people are believing that the police are getting paid in order to release these individuals. So preliminary investigation have revealed that Shaw was released from his cell to take a shower at approximately 5:15 a.m. and around 6:30 a.m. the 36-year-old was missing. Checks revealed that a vent to the facility was actually cut and it is suspected that he escaped through the opening. Shaw had been on the police radar since July 27 and he was featured on the prominent St. Catherine North-South Division Police Most Wanted list. He was captured in the Cayman Islands on July the 8th and deported to Jamaica. In that instance, Shaw is accused of the taking out of 59-year-old Winfred Strait O'Connor and Clinton Oni Davis, age 60, both of St. John's Road addresses in St. Catherine. He was charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of wounding with intent, and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition when he absconded bail. So Jamaica's most wanted fugitive Rudolph Shaw, otherwise called Boxer, and another man was fatally taken out by members from the JCF, CTOC, and other police who were in the area in an armed confrontation earlier yesterday afternoon at a guest house on Cindrian Avenue in Kingston. 2 guns were actually recovered by the police according to a report. Since his escape from police lockup on Thursday of the week, Shaw has been under scrutiny from members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and intense surveillance and tracking. The police got information that Shaw was at a guest house at Cindrian Avenue in the Kingston area of Mullines Road. When the police snooped down on the location, they were greeted by gunfire and Shaw and another man, they were shot and taken to hospital where they both succumbed to their injuries. A .45 pistol and a 9mm pistol was seized at the location, and 1 woman who was in the company of both men were actually taken into police custody and is to be questioned. This was how he was featured on Jamaica's Most Wanted list. Fast forward 2 days after, this is how Rudolph Shaw was featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force Wednesday's wanted list. So this individual was released on bail and absconded bail, and then he fled to the Cayman Island where he believed this would have been a safe haven for him. However, it was not so, and he was actually captured and deported back to Jamaica. The police had issued an advisory informing the public that Shaw was a dangerous man and that haven should not be provided for him and that it is an offense to harbor a fugitive. They further advised that anyone who comes across him should make call immediately to the police, and I believe that this was not done, and this was how he managed to elude authorities and went to the Cayman Islands. On December 1st, 2021, another individual who goes by the name Pernell escaped from the Kingston Central lockup and left the constabulary force humiliated after it was alleged that officers were paid $3 million to assist him in breaking free. A special investigation was launched and had revealed that Pernell, who was facing extradition to St. Lucia to answer to a murder charge, boasted that he would have escaped. And a source told media reporters that an inmate who had been serving as a jailer reported that the key for the individual's cell was missing. So the police attempted to investigate the matter, but up until now, the investigation body cannot find whether or not this was actually true. It is stated that $3 million was actually paid over to someone inside that lockup in order to help with the escape. The day before this individual escaped, it is stated that he gave away his personal items including clothes, shoes, toiletries and snacks to fellow inmates. So now with this current case that we're talking about, it was highly speculated that Rudolph Shaw, aka Boxer, might have did the same thing that Pernell did, paid some money in order to help with his escape. However, this has not been confirmed or denied by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. So yesterday, the police made a breakthrough into the escape of Mr. Rudolph Boxer Shaw. So 2 days after his daring escape from the Central Kingston lockup, Rudolph Shaw, aka Boxer, was shot and taken out on Saturday afternoon by members of the security force. Another man who was yet to be identified, was also shot and taken out during the operation. Information reaching Links 007 TV Let's Talk is that Shaw, who was facing a double murder charge, was shot and taken out in an area known as Sandrian Avenue off Moulins Roads area during a confrontation with police. Shaw was reportedly released from his cell to take a shower according to police just sometime last week, and police are theorizing that he might have had some assistance with his escape. Shaw had been in custody since July 27, and he was featured on the St. Catherine North Police Division Most Wanted list. He was on some very serious charges when he made good his escape from custody. And as I said before in previous reports that I've done, this is how it always ends when it comes on to these wanted individuals. It's either one of two things. It's either they end up behind bars, or the police or other individuals are members of their own crony or their criminal underworld will make their life miserable. And we've seen that playing out over and over again. And this individual, young, promising, just 36 years old, and look on the life that he chose. Look on the path that his life went down. Just 2 days ago, he was alive. Fast forward 2 days after, he's no longer a part of this world. I'm appealing to the young individuals out there. This will be your end if you don't put your life into a positive path. Because when we look at what is taking place in our country, it's very sad to see how the minds of these young youths are thinking. They are not thinking to better themselves. They are not thinking to become a productive member of society. They are only thinking to be the don of the era, who have the most girls, who can take the lives of more people. And that is very sad. When we look on what is going on in our country, it's very alarming to see the spate of crime and violence that is being triggered by people from 20 to 30 or even up to 40 years old. These individuals should be working class people having that mindset and that drive in order to better themselves and their country. However, they choose the path of crime, and most of the time, sad to say, they don't even reach 50 years old. It's very sad to see what happened to this young man, and I hope that this is an eye-opener for many more out there who choose the life of crime. This is where I believe I'm going to leave this report though. Thanks for watching. This has been Links 007 TV Let's Talk. If it's the first time you're tuning into the program, please like, please subscribe to the channel, where we report on things of national importance, global importance, or the situations that are buzzing in the news. Thanks for watching and have a blessed and productive day.